What if I told you that one altcoin is about to undergo its biggest upgrade ever? An upgrade so significant that it could finally force Binance's hand into listing it. And what if that same upgrade could send this token skyrocketing from 9 cents to over $1 in the next few months? Well, buckle up, crypto fam, because Kaspa is about to change the game forever, and if you're not paying attention right now, you might miss the opportunity of a lifetime. But before we dive into these explosive price predictions, hit that notification bell because what I'm about to reveal could make or break your crypto portfolio in 2025. Alright everyone, let's talk about what's got the entire crypto space buzzing right now. We're exactly 3 weeks away from August 31st, and for Kaspa holders, this isn't just another date on the calendar, this is the moment they've been waiting for. Here's what's happening. Kaspa is rolling out smart contract functionality. Now I know what you're thinking, another layer 1 adding smart contracts, big deal. But here's where you'd be dead wrong. Kaspa isn't just any layer 1. This is a BlockDAG-powered network that's already processed over 92% of its total supply into circulation. That means minimal inflation, maximum scarcity, and when smart contracts go live, we're looking at a fundamental shift in utility that could send shockwaves through the entire altcoin market. But here's where it gets really interesting. Crypto analyst AltCryptoGem just dropped a bombshell analysis that's got everyone talking. He's not just predicting a pump, he's mapping out a complete transformation that could see Kaspa explode from its current price to potentially $1.28. And the catalyst? A Binance listing that might finally be within reach. Think about it, every major altcoin that's made generational wealth for early holders has followed the same playbook. Utility upgrade, exchange listing, massive adoption wave. Kaspa is checking every single box, and August 31st could be the starting gun for the biggest rally we've seen all year. Now let's address the elephant in the room. The Kaspa community has been obsessed with getting a Binance listing for months. And honestly, who can blame them? A Binance listing is like getting a golden ticket to mainstream crypto adoption. But here's what most people don't know, and this is where things get really spicy. There have been behind-the-scenes discussions between Kaspa's team and Binance for over a year. So why hasn't it happened yet? Well, exchanges like Binance don't just list any project. They want to see real utility, real adoption, and real trading volume. Up until now, Kaspa has been a fast, efficient blockchain, but without smart contracts, it was missing that killer application that drives massive user activity. But August 31st changes everything. Smart contracts don't just add functionality, they create an entire ecosystem. DeFi protocols, NFT marketplaces, gaming platforms, decentralized applications. Suddenly, Kaspa transforms from a simple payment network into a full-blown blockchain economy. And here's the kicker, timing in crypto is everything. If this smart contract launch coincides with the alt season that everyone's expecting in October, Kaspa could find itself at the center of a perfect storm that finally forces Binance to pull the trigger. But wait, there's more. The technical analysis is showing something absolutely wild right now. Okay, this is where things get absolutely mind-blowing. While everyone's focused on the fundamental analysis, the charts are telling a story that could predict Kaspa's next major move. And I'm talking about fractal patterns, one of the most reliable technical indicators when it comes to predicting massive price movements. Here's what's happening. Kaspa's price action is mirroring exactly what we saw with Mantle token just before it exploded 40% higher. I'm talking about an almost identical setup. Same falling wedge breakout, same bearish ABCD harmonic pattern, same test of the 100-day moving average. For those who don't know, fractal patterns in crypto are like finding a blueprint for future price action. When a coin starts following the same technical pattern as another successful breakout, it often means institutional algorithms are creating similar buying and selling pressure. Right now, Kaspa is sitting at that critical 100-day moving average at $0.09095. This isn't just any resistance level. This is the line in the sand that separates continuation from correction. If Kaspa breaks above this level and holds, we're looking at a potential 43% rally to $0.125 in the short term. But here's where it gets insane. That's just the beginning. The support level at $0.08321 is absolutely crucial right now. As long as Kaspa holds above this level, the fractal pattern remains intact, and we could see this thing absolutely explode higher. But what happens if the smart contracts launch successfully and we get that Binance listing? Well, that's where AltCryptoGem's analysis gets really exciting. Alright, let's break down these price targets because this is where your portfolio could either thank you or haunt you for the rest of your life. According to Alt Crypto Gems analysis, here's how this could play out. Phase 1. Smart contract launch rally target 19 cents timeline short term, September-October. Catalyst, successful smart contract activation and initial developer adoption. This represents more than a 100% gain from current levels, but here's why this target makes sense. Every major Layer 1 that's successfully launched smart contracts has seen an immediate utility premium. Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, they all experienced massive rallies when developers started building real applications. Phase 2. The Binance listing explosion. Target is 37 cents timeline, Q4 2025. Catalyst, official Binance listing announcement. This is where things get really interesting. A Binance listing typically creates a 3-5x supply shock as millions of new users gain easy access to the token. With Kaspa's already limited circulating supply, this could create the perfect storm for a parabolic move. Phase 3, Alt Season Mania, target range is 66 cents to $1.28 timeline. Peak alt season, Q4 2025, Q1 2026. Catalyst, broader altcoin market euphoria combined with Kaspa's utility adoption. Now these targets might sound aggressive, but let's put them in perspective. We've seen tokens with far less utility and adoption reach similar market caps during peak altcoin seasons. Kaspa's BlockDAG technology, combined with smart contracts and potential Binance listing, creates a narrative that could easily justify these valuations. But here's the thing, and this is critical. None of this is guaranteed. We're dealing with probabilities, not certainties. Look, I'd be doing you a disservice if I didn't address the risks here. Because while these price predictions are exciting, crypto investing is never a sure thing. First, the smart contract launch needs to go smoothly. We've seen other projects struggle with technical issues during major upgrades. If Kaspa's smart contract functionality launches with bugs or security vulnerabilities, it could actually hurt the price in the short term. Second, that Binance listing is still pure speculation. Yes, there have been discussions, but until Binance makes an official announcement, it's all just wishful thinking from the community. Third, broader market conditions matter. Even the best altcoins can get crushed if Bitcoin decides to tank, or if regulatory concerns create market-wide fear. And finally, that fractal pattern I mentioned. Technical analysis isn't foolproof. Patterns can break, support levels can fail, and market sentiment can shift overnight. But here's why I'm still optimistic about Kaspa's prospects. Despite all the risks, there are several factors that make Kaspa's setup particularly compelling right now. First, the tokenomics are absolutely stellar. With over 92% of the supply already in circulation, there's minimal inflation pressure. Most Layer 1 tokens are still dealing with massive token unlocks that suppress price action for years. Second, the technology is genuinely innovative. BlockDAG architecture solves the scalability trilemma in a way that traditional blockchains can't match. This isn't just another Ethereum clone, it's a fundamentally different approach to blockchain design. Third, the timing couldn't be better. We're potentially entering alt season just as Kaspa launches its most important upgrade ever. That kind of confluence doesn't happen often in crypto. And finally, the community is absolutely rabid. I've seen the Kaspa army in action, and they're some of the most dedicated holders in all of crypto. That kind of diamond-handed community support can create incredible price floors during corrections. So what am I personally keeping an eye on as we approach August 31st? First, I'm watching that 0.0832 $1 support level like a hawk. If Kaspa breaks below this level, the fractal pattern breaks, and we might see further downside before any recovery. Second, I'm monitoring developer activity on the testnet. Smart contract functionality is only as good as the applications built on top of it. If we see major DeFi protocols or NFT marketplaces announcing Kaspa integrations, that's a massive bullish signal. Third, I'm tracking social sentiment and trading volume. Binance often lists tokens when there's clear community demand and sufficient trading activity to justify the listing. And finally, I'm watching Bitcoin's price action. If BTC can hold above $65,000 and start pushing toward new all-time highs, it creates the perfect environment for altcoins like Kaspa to absolutely explode higher. Look, I can't tell you what to do with your money, but what I can tell you is that Kaspa is setting up for potentially one of the biggest moves we'll see in 2025. The smart contract upgrade, potential Binance listing, and favorable technical setup create a compelling risk-reward scenario. We're talking about a token that could potentially 10x from current levels if everything aligns perfectly. But remember, and this is crucial, never invest more than you can afford to lose. Crypto is volatile, unpredictable, and even the best setups can fail. If you're interested in Kaspa, consider dollar cost averaging into a position over the next few weeks, rather than going all in at once. Set stop losses below key support levels, and don't let emotions drive your trading decisions. And most importantly, do your own research. Don't just take my word for it. Dive into the technology, study the tokenomics, and make your own informed decision. What do you think? Are you bullish on Kaspa's smart contract upgrade? Do you think Binance will finally list KS? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If this analysis was helpful, smash that like button and subscribe for more crypto content. And remember, the next few weeks could be absolutely crucial for Kaspa's future. This content is for educational and entertainment purposes only, and should not be considered financial advice. Cryptocurrency investments are highly speculative and volatile. Past performance does not guarantee future results. Always conduct your own research and consult with a qualified financial advisor before making any investment decisions. The author may hold positions in the cryptocurrencies discussed. Investing in cryptocurrencies carries significant risk of loss, and you should only invest what you can afford to lose completely.